Okay, passt. Gut. Also, bereit fürs Q&A? Ja, okay, passt. Okay, wir bitten unsere Gäste auf die Bühne. Please. Als erstes auf der Bühne begrüßt mit mir Maike Huster.
Macht mal ein bisschen Lärm, Leute! Applaus, Applaus! Woo!
Lasst uns euch hören!
Seid doch auch alle schön verkleidet.
Next on stage, Cinderies. Victoria Hofferson. Bartas, please come on stage.
You can take them with you.
Velina Cosplay. And last but not least, Tenko Cosplay. Thank you. Okay, so I guess we'll do the Q&A completely in English. I mean, Maike, we can ask you some questions in German. Okay, first, please, my dear guests, a little introduction, and after that we'll start with the Q&A.
Hallo, ich bin Maike, ich cosplaye jetzt seit 2018 und mache halt mehrheitlich große Rüstungen und habe jetzt auch schon bei mehreren Cosplay-Contests gejudged und halt auch mitgemacht und ja, ich freue mich hier zu sein. Dankeschön.
Hi, I'm Cinderies. I'm a professional French cosplayer. I started cosplaying in 2014 and I'm really happy to be there. I guess you have a lot of questions for us.
Exactly, don't tell them at the start because they're not going to have any questions left. Hi everyone, I'm Victoria Hofferson and I actually live in the Czech Republic at the moment. I've been cosplaying since 2016 and I do it professionally now as well. So yeah, looking forward to your questions.
Hey guys, I'm Jonas Zibartas, also known as Zibartas Cosplay. It's my first time in Austria and YuniCon, so thank you for having me here. It's really nice to see all you guys here. I'm mostly known for my animatronic props and costumes, so if you have any technical questions, I would like to answer them, but of course, please keep your questions coming and I would like to answer them. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Selene, alias Vilina. I'm from France, and I'm again sorry for my French accent. I'm doing cosplay for 8 years, a lot of armor, buildings, and something. I just won the Twitch cosplay contest, if you know. Thank you. And I'm more than happy to have the opportunity to answer at your question. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Tenko Cosplay. I'm from Sweden. And now I feel old because I think I've been doing cosplay the longest out of this group since 2012. I'm a makeup artist and wig maker, work film production nowadays, and I started out a lot in cosplay competitions. So I've been con crunching a lot and had a lot of burnout. So if you have any questions about that, I guess I can answer them.
Okay, so that you know now some little information about our guests, we'll start with Maike. Maike, is it okay if I ask you in German? Okay, Maike, du hast ja gesagt, du arbeitest mit vielen Rüstungscosplay. Was hat dich inspiriert dazu, mit Rüstungen zu arbeiten und was macht dir am meisten Spaß daran?
Also ich muss gestehen, ich war halt nie so wirklich der große Näher. Also ich habe es probiert, aber es war jetzt nicht so gerade das, was mir am meisten Spaß gemacht hat. Und dann habe ich halt ich habe halt die Möglichkeit, zu Hause eine große Werkstatt zu haben und dann habe ich halt einfach mal versucht, mit verschiedenen Materialien wirklich Rüstungen zu bauen und dann hat es mich einfach so in den Bann gerissen und dann bin ich einfach dabei geblieben. Und ich liebe es halt, dass es halt einfach so fett und groß aussieht.
Und sag mal, wie war das erste Mal, dass du eine Rüstung gemacht hast? Was hast du daraus gelernt oder wie viel Spaß war das erste Mal mit sowas Neuem zu arbeiten?
Also meine erste Rüstung habe ich mit Warbler gemacht und also Warbler, falls man das nicht kennt, ist halt etwas, was hart wird, also es ist halt wirklich hart, also man kann jetzt sich nicht wirklich gut drin bewegen und deswegen habe ich halt gemerkt, es ist halt gut, wenn man verschiedene Materialien halt auch ausprobiert, weil wie gesagt, man kann sich nicht darin bewegen, man hat halt keinen Bewegungsspielraum, deswegen bin ich dann auf Moosgummi, also Foam umgeswitcht und habe halt dann immer weiter versucht, verschiedene Materialien mit einzubeziehen und dann hat sich das immer weiterentwickelt.
Sehr cool, vielen Dank. Cinderies, I've just seen that you've did some big advertisement cosplays, like for Blizzard or for Raid Shadow Legends. Tell us your experience with them.
Oh my, I worked for many companies, but I'm not here to promote that. I will mostly talk about the cosplay contest because my best experience with Blizzard was BlizzCon, where I won the cosplay contest there. It was in 2019. And we really enjoyed because some convention really welcome you, and Blizzard are really great for that. We have such a nice trip, and then even in the backstage we were able to chat with many awesome cosplayers in the contest, the judges. It was a really great experience, and yeah, I would say the most difficult part of this travel was to fly with a huge costume. So I don't know if you can relate. My Diablo is a huge beast, like maybe more than 2.20 meters, something like that. So it was really hard to ship and travel with this costume. But in the end, no damage. I was really happy to have this costume with me.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, Raid Shadow Legends.
Ooh.
Okay, I think everybody's interested. How was Raid Shadow Legends? Is it really so overhyped like those advertisements or?
Sorry, I don't.
Hmm?
I don't hear you.
You don't hear? Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Okay.
with my headpiece, I don't hear him.
Okay, so how was it with Raid Shadow Legends? Tell us.
Red Shadow Legends?
Yes.
What do you mean? I mean,
Why?
I worked for Red Shadow Legends, but it was streaming, not cosplay. So yeah, I've also worked with them. I mean, I love the game, so it's really great to work for companies you love the games. It was my case, for example, I worked, as I say, for Blizzard, but I worked for all their license. I mean, World of Warcraft, Diablo, Heroes of Stone, Hearthstone. They really love me, I guess. And so yes, I also did with Red Shadow Legends, and I worked also for many other companies, I would say gaming companies like Logitech, and so yeah, it's always a great thing, but I don't know, what do you want me to say about it? Except that I'm happy to work for them.
Okay, Victoria, I've just seen you've did Victoria. No. Or did you ask me something? Did you ask me something or? No. Okay, I'm sorry. Good, Victoria, I've just seen you've done over 500 props.
Yeah, that's true.
Tell us, what was your favorite prop and what was your least favorite prop?
I'll probably start with the least favorite, and that's going to be a costume that I've been doing over and over and over again. And this was when this superhero film came out. It was Wonder Woman, and the commissions just started pouring in, and I think I've done like 50, maybe 60 of those like full costumes of the same exact one. And it was crazy, and I despised every second of it. Wow. My favorite one would be probably my more recent work. I really like making like weapons and stuff. So pretty much anything that involves this kind of like, I don't know, making like axes and spears and stuff. So that's probably a couple of my favorite ones.
Okay, thanks. Zibartas, I've just seen you have a big passion for animatronics.
That is correct.
And you're also doing some YouTube videos about this. Tell us why animatronics and what is your passion behind this?
I think animatronics is just I guess, extension of my passion. I really like making videos, and I think animatronics is just kind of a quick and almost cheap way to grab someone's attention. When something is moving, human's eye naturally gravitates towards that, and like it or not, you'll notice something moving around. So animatronic props and costumes is my passion, just because it behaves. It performs really well on video. Like it's very cinematic and theatrical, and yeah, it's just fun to see.
Okay, and what was your biggest project with animatronics?
I think the biggest project with animatronics, with motors and lights and everything, is the ongoing one that I'm building, which is Aviator Faraskin from the video game Overwatch. So I'm about 11 months in, if not more, and it's featuring, I think it's going to be like around 16 motors and a bunch of LEDs and all kinds of lights and batteries and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's the one.
Wow, amazing. Vilena, question for you. I've seen you were finalist for Gamescom and BlizzCon. Tell us, how was it to be in the finals?
Oh, you speak about something, it was really long time ago. It was already, I think it's 2017.
2007.
Yeah.
17.
But it was really awesome. It was my first biggest convention in the contest. And I was with a really big costume, a lot of armors, with a bow of 1.90 m. It was my tall, so it's okay. it's normal for me. And the experience was really amazing. And for me, I really like the competition with only on the craft and not performance, because I can make something really big, and I just work like a cowboy, and but it's really impressive, and I can show really different craft, and that is really nice to with the catwalk, and I really like this competition like this, because all of participants, it's really a good feeling with them. It's not a lot of competition or something else. It's really a lot of help, and I really like this. And it was at Gamescom. It was really big, really impressive, big scene for the show, and a really big hall and a lot of people. It was really impressive for me, and I was impressive for them. So that's nice.
Okay, thanks. Tenko, as you said earlier on, you're doing cosplay since 2012. You're not old at all.
You don't know that.
I'm sorry. Tell us, what was your inspiration earlier? Why did you choose to be a cosplayer?
I don't know if anybody chooses to be a cosplayer, because if you do that, I would say maybe choose something else. It takes a lot of time and money. But when I started, that was so long ago that you couldn't really buy costumes. You had to make everything yourself. And there wasn't good things that you could buy and make something with. So I just thought it looked cool to make something you would never find in a store. So I tried making costumes because I already sewed my own clothes. And then it just stuck, because you can always learn something new. And my brain really liked that. So I stayed.
Have you also done some original cosplays?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to some questions to the audience. Das Publikum, hat irgendwer an irgendwen eine Frage? Der soll bitte kurz die Hand heben. Okay. I'm sorry, we got a little shy audience.
Hi. I mean, I don't have a question to a specific person. I just wanted to know how was your first time when you had a stage performance? Very, very nervous, very, very prepared? Was it like, okay, I'm just going out there, do my thing and switch off my brain? Or were you like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, will this go okay? So how was that experience at your very first time?
Also das erste Mal, wo ich halt wirklich auf die Bühne musste, war halt auch für den Cosplay-Contest und ich habe halt dabei gejudged und ich war halt, man stand halt hinter der Bühne, man konnte sich überlegen, so was sage ich jetzt oder was, keine Ahnung, da war ich schon sehr, sehr aufgeregt, muss ich sagen. Aber das hat sich dann so mit der Zeit gelegt. Ich hatte dann halt auch bei einem Cosplay-Contest halt mitgemacht, wo ich halt auch eine Performance machen musste. Und da war halt so viel, wo ich dran nicht gedacht habe, da habe ich gar nicht wirklich dran gedacht, was ich auf der Bühne machen muss, sondern habe halt einfach mein Ding so durchgezogen und dann hat sich das irgendwann gelegt, so wenn man das halt öfter macht, dann kommt man halt so in den Flow und jetzt ist es eigentlich recht angenehm, muss ich sagen.
Well, as I said, I started cosplay in 2014, but I guess I did my first cosplay contest in 2015, and it was at Gamescom, so it was only a catwalk, no performance. I guess that my first time on stage with a performance was, gosh, in 2017. 17, yes, so I was doing cosplay since a while, and I would say that I really enjoy it. The first time I did a show on stage, it was, I did something funny. So it's easier to do, for me it's easier to do something funny because you won't be stressed. I mean, if people are laughing in the audience, you will obviously enjoy your time, so it was a really great experience, and then I did many contests with performance on stage.
My first experience on stage was absolutely awful because I've only been cosplaying at the time for like a couple of months, maybe like 4 months, and this was my second cosplay ever, and I really, really rushed it. I made it in like 2 weeks and I had no idea what I'm doing. And then I flew to Sweden from England, where I lived at the time. I flew to Sweden. My costume kind of broke a little bit during the flight, so I was fixing it with the glue gun last minute. And then I walked on stage, and I don't remember absolutely anything. I just blanked out. I don't even remember walking on the stage, just maybe the first couple of steps, and then it was just gone. And then I walked off, and that was it. It was really traumatic.
My first cosplay performance on stage, I guess it was kind of similar to you guys. Of course, nervous and tense and everything. But I think if I were to give a tip for anyone who's about to perform, I think it's important to remember that everyone in the crowd is, just like you. They're probably into cosplay, so, you shouldn't be too worried about how you look. Nothing goes perfect, so you shouldn't beat up yourself about it if something is not particularly exact how you imagined it. So, yeah, mostly just remember that it's just people worried about their own thing and that you should not, beat yourself up too much about it. Yep.
For my first experience to do a show, it was for the French Cosplay Cup, and I was really nervous, a lot of stress because I was afraid to make mistakes. And but if I have a tips to give you, it's take your best friend with you because it's. She's here. she is always with me for the show because I'm really stressed, and she helps me a lot to make me loud, to do some lot of things, to unstress me, and it's really important for me. So I think that's all.
Yeah, I don't think my experience was very different from a lot of the others. It was awful. I looked horrible. I cried when I came off stage. It was just not a fun time. And then I worked from that because it couldn't possibly be any worse, so I could just keep on practicing. And I'm a big dum-dum, so I just do stupid performances, and I fall off the stage, and I break my shit, and I cannot be serious for 1.5 minutes. It's just way too long. So take your mistakes and make it into comedy, and it'll be great.
Thank you very much. I hope that answers your question. Perfect. Haben wir andere Fragen?
Ja, hier.
Hello. So my question is also for everyone on the panel. So has there ever been a character that you really wanted to cosplay but was just too difficult to do? And also for Sibatas, has there ever been like an animatronic device that you tried to do and you just couldn't make it right? Yes.
Please. Then Sibatas, please start.
Yeah, there's a lot of scrap on the workshop floor, failed ideas and failed attempts. One particular project that I tried to realize in real life was a prop from this movie called Pacific Rim. I don't know if you know it, but it's like these giant robots fighting, and they have a very curious weapon called the whip sword. And the whip sword kind of is dangling and loose when it's not engaged, but when it engages, it becomes this massive sword, and it's really cool. And I tried to make it, using electromagnets, which did not work because electromagnets are just, yeah, it's finicky to work with. But that was one of my biggest failures. I spent a bunch of money on prototypes and ended up redoing everything and using some dumb motors. But I thought, man, if I could make it with magnets and electromagnets, it would be so cool. But no, sadly, it wasn't that meant to be.
Well, let's continue with the same table. Tenko, please.
What was the question?
The question was there any cosplay you've seen you wanted to do, but you failed?
Yes and no. The things I know I would fail at, I haven't started. So they're just too difficult, and I'll wait until I have the experience to do them. Otherwise, I just think that making things yourself is the most humbling thing you can do in your life, because it's never going to be perfect enough. It's never going to be good enough. You're always going to wish you could have done it better. Because in the end, as a cosplayer, you're mostly just one person who wants to take on work that was made for 20 people. And I noticed that in my work. I work in film production. I have one job that is like 1 out of 20 when I do cosplay. And it's still a lot of work. So I think everybody struggles with what they can and can't do. But that's what is fun. You can always learn new things with each project.
Thanks. Velina, please.
For me, I never do a dress for a princess of Disney or something like that, because I'm really not confident with sewing, and it's really a lot of works with sewing, and so that's all. I'm really afraid about this, but maybe one day.
Okay, Victoria, please.
I have a project on my table, and it's been there for 3 years, I think, and it's the Kerrigan from StarCraft 2, the Queen of Blades version. So basically, this is a massive bodysuit with all the ribs and everything, and she's got massive wings. And this has been my dream cosplay for a long time. And I'm just waiting to get good so that I can do it. And it's just hasn't happened yet. So I'm still waiting to be on that skill level so that I can really pull it off. Because it's quite difficult with all the things that she has to make it look good and not like you've just kind of wrapped yourself in silicone. Yeah, maybe one day.
Well, Kerrigan is a thing for many cosplayers, but I will only say one thing, and it's from Mole Cosplay's song. It's, if you can dream it, then you can make it. This is my way.
Also ich muss sagen, ich hatte zum Glück noch kein Cosplay, was ich wirklich nicht hingekriegt habe irgendwie, aber ich versuche halt mit jedem Cosplay immer was Neues dazu zu lernen. Und es gab schon mal ein paar Stündchen, wo ich einfach nur auf dem Boden saß und einfach nur geweint habe, weil es einfach nicht funktioniert hat. Aber ich sehe das halt so ich möchte halt mit jedem neuen Cosplay, was ich mache, auch ein bisschen was Neues dazulernen. Und deswegen, so liebe ich halt die Herausforderung und das motiviert mich halt dann noch mal ein bisschen weiterzumachen, auch wenn es dann irgendwann hart wird. Also zum Glück ist jetzt noch nichts schief gegangen.
Super, vielen Dank. Beantwortet das deine Frage? Perfekt. Haben wir noch eine weitere Frage hier im Publikum? Da hinten.
Hello. What do you guys do when you have a bad confidence day as a cosplayer? And you're a star guest, so you have to do your cosplay, but you're not feeling it. How do you overcome it?
Please, Maike.
Also ich bin halt noch Hobby-Cosplayer, also ich mache das jetzt nicht hauptberuflich, aber ich verdiene halt mir so ein bisschen sowas dazu. Also muss ich nicht jetzt unbedingt machen, aber es ist halt so mein Anspruch, dass ich halt immer jeden Tag irgendwas machen möchte daran und ich habe halt auch immer so meine eigenen Deadlines. Und ich habe mir jetzt selber so gesagt, dass ich ab einer bestimmten Uhrzeit immer eine Pause mache und irgendwas mache, was mir halt, also was anderes Spaß macht. Ich gucke dann zum Beispiel jetzt momentan sehr viel One Piece zum Beispiel oder ich mache mir einfach einen Kakao oder esse ein Stück Kuchen, muss ich sagen. Und das gibt mir halt dann einfach so die Kraft, so ein bisschen weiterzumachen oder halt auch ein bisschen Abwechslung in den Tag reinzubringen und ja, halt einfach dann weiterzumachen, je nachdem.
I'm shy. I'm deeply shy. I'm the kind of person who got some anxiety to be in such a place before, and as you can see, now I'm on stage. So I would say that cosplay maybe changed my life. So if you're shy or if you shy to be in cosplay, no, you don't. You're a character. It's not you. It's okay. Everything will be fine. So just do it, please.
I have a couple of really bad advices. I'm not sure if I should say it out loud. The first bad one would be wear a costume that's got a mask. So it's like, it's not you, you're in the character. And I think for me it works because I suddenly get this like a new confidence that it is not me and I'm not embarrassing myself, it's just the character. Another one would be, and that is a quite good one, your friends. Ask them and they will probably hype you up. If not, then probably not the right costume for you. But honestly, you're your own worst like critic, and everyone will, I'm sure, will tell you that you're doing good and you're going to be great in it. And just if you want to portray the character, just do it.
I kind of have a long-winded answer, I guess, for this. I'll try to make myself as short as I can. So I think cosplay is art form that's very similar to music. There is hundreds of hours spent on crafting something and practicing, and if you're nervous before a performance or something, you just need to think about that the work is already done, you already put in all the effort, and just push on a little bit more, and you can do it because you already did it. Everything is done already, and I think it's really important to not betray your past self and just keep your head on straight and just commit to it and follow through. Like a golf swing or something, and just think about all the effort that has been put in, and just don't betray that. And yeah, I think that's what motivates me. Just keep on going on. And to build confidence in general, I think it's important to expose yourself to different things. Even now here we're sitting around here in a panel, and everyone's nervous and trying to appear well and speak clearly and answer well. But this doesn't happen right off the bat. So we've done this a few times before. So just expose yourself to different uncomfortable situations, and when you notice that you can handle them, you just keep expanding your uncomfort zone, and with that, skills happen. So yeah, that's my answer.
For me, I really understand when you have to be motivated for a costume because you have a deadline or something else. I did a costume in 700 hours in 4 months and a lot of work. And sometimes I need to be motivated because I'm tired or something else. And just I used Game of Thrones soundtrack. I really like dragons. By the way, the second thing is I'm thinking a lot about my family, my friend, and other people, because I really like when all of this person are proud of my work. So it's always in my head. So that is for me, but it's different for everything.
Well, everybody said really great things, especially about cosplay being art and subjective, meaning that everybody sees it differently. And also to kind of give yourself a break. We're all, as Victoria said, our own worst critic. And we're really harsh on ourselves. Like, we see everything, even if nobody else does. And I think it's, on top of what everyone else said, really important to be okay with giving yourself a break. Even if you have a deadline, even if everybody else says you should do something, if it doesn't feel right, take a break. Sometimes we just need to sleep, eat, drink water, and do something else to keep our mind off of the thing that makes us feel the worst. Or sometimes we just need to say, okay, thank you, I heard you. Now you go away, I have work to do. Because it doesn't always get better, you just get better at handling your inner voice that is really critical of you. And it will take a long time. I still get nervous. I still have costumes I put on. I'm like, what the? I am so uncomfortable in this. Why did I do this? And sometimes I just say, you know what? I'm just not going to put myself in that position. I don't have to. So I'll let it go. And I think it's important to do that too, and not just struggle bus your way through everything because you have to. It's your mind, your body, your work. Do it in your own pace.
Patrick, thank you. I'm sorry. We got one last question from the audience. I'll ask you this question, and after that, we're going to finish this Q&A panel. So the last question from the audience was, have you had any material, any product you've worked with and finished a project, and after that project you've said, I'll never work with that material ever again? Please, who wants to start? Please.
For one of my costume, flex bond didn't exist, so I use flexi paint for the priming, and just I used for one day and I never use again. It's a feeling of everyone, but I really don't like the when you touch this and the at the finish. So that's no, I use a flex bond. It's better. Yeah.
One material that I used quite extensively and regretted is aluminum. So a lot of my costumes feature aluminum sheet metal as decoration and as structural part, and it is an effort to weld and solder together. So that is my cursed material that I'll never touch again until the next project, I guess.
Victoria, please, or Cinder is, I don't, yeah, please.
I'll just take it. I want to say every single material I have ever worked with. I tell myself I'm never going to work with this ever again. But then I do, and I get better and better. and better, and then I feel more confident, and I like using the material afterwards. But it just takes a lot of practice. Like, for example, I used to absolutely despise sewing, and I'm okay with it now. And I used to hate working with foam, and I'm okay with it now. I used to hating with like everything else, really. It's just, cosplay is kind of like difficult to do, really. It doesn't look like it sometimes, but really it is. And you just need to be persistent, and don't be too hard on yourself, and just continue doing it. Practice makes improvement.
It's not cosplay material, but it will be about makeup. I will say body paint. How can I say that? First, I didn't know that there were different kinds of body paint. So you have the water-based body paint, the alcohol body paint, oil body paint. Whoa, so much kind of body paint you can use. And so, don't use water-based body paint during convention in summer. You will spend like hours to do your makeup, and then I would say half an hour later, you will look like nothing because everything would have melted. So, yeah, that's it. This one, I still use it because it's a great body paint. It's still a great body paint, but I'm using it like for photo shoot or during winter when it's cold and you know that you won't go sweaty. But yes, that's it.
Also ich habe nicht wirklich ein Material, was ich jetzt noch nicht mehr wirklich benutzen wollen würde. Ich wollte nur sagen, es gibt immer, man muss halt wissen, wofür das Material wirklich gut ist. Weil wenn ich jetzt theoretisch, ich hatte ja eben gesagt, ich hatte eine ganze Rüstung aus Warbler gemacht, ist es besser, nur einzelne Teile vielleicht aus Warbler zu machen, die halt stabil sein müssten und dann halt manche Sachen aus Foam. Also es gibt halt immer so entweder oder, für was kann ich halt das Material besser benutzen und ja, sonst habe ich nichts zu sagen.
Perfect. Thank you. You got one material or you love everything? No, not. Okay, good. So we are nearly at the end of our Q&A. We got 10 minutes left. We'll ask you one more question. Or it's not a question. It's more like a tip for everybody, for every cosplayer here. Is there an
5 Minuten, weil wir müssen die Tische wegräumen.
Okay, 5 minutes. So, keep it short. Thanks. Is there any life hack, any special trick you've learned in your career as cosplayer you want to tell everybody here so that they can learn about it or not do any mistakes?
Ich fange einfach mal an. Also ich bin halt relativ schüchtern und ich glaube, es ist einfach, also mein Motto ist einfach just do it. Also wirklich einfach macht euer Ding, seid jetzt nicht zu schüchtern und wenn ihr einfach bei einer Convention seid, jeder ist einfach gleich, jeder hat die gleichen Passion und deswegen seid einfach ihr selber und vertretet euch auch selber und macht einfach euer Ding. Ja.
Okay. My main tips is to have fun. This is a way for cosplay. I mean, maybe not for everybody because some people just like, to do some good stuff or like me, crazy stuff. I love to do huge build and things like that. Some people just love, to do the role play thing in cosplay. So that's why Tenku was saying that cosplay is for everyone. It's your mind, your body. You do what you want and just enjoy cosplay, have fun. For most of us, it's just a hobby. So this is my main tips for everybody and all the time. And not only for beginner cosplayer. I mean, it's to have fun.
Nice. She's right, and Tristan said like a tip or a life hack not to make mistakes, but my tip would be do make mistakes, but don't be too hard on yourself.
I think it was Winston Churchill that said, when you're going through hell, keep going. And I think it's important to remember that it takes pressure to make diamonds. So I know sometimes it might suck, but just keep going on and you'll achieve what you're striving for. So that's my tip.
For my tip, don't forget your costume, you have to be able to transport. Because I created a big costume and I went to San Diego with big costume and I created a huge box, 30 kilo for the box. It was really big and heavy, and I didn't think about that, and it was a real mistake. It's a good lesson for the next time.
The small tip is to not use hot glue if it's a hot day. It will fall apart. It's not fun. The big tip would be to find the one thing in your hobby that you think is the most motivating and most fun and get really good at that. You don't have to be good at everything. And don't compare yourself too much to others. Only compare your work against your earlier work, because you don't know how much experience anybody else have or how much Photoshop it is. So don't compare yourself. That's it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's it. We have to finish our Q&A. Thank you very much for those experiences, for those life tips and so on, life hacks and tips. Vilena, thank you. We'll see you later on stage. And everybody else, thank you very much. And if you got any other questions, you can meet every guest at their booth at the entrance. Thank you very much.
YuniCon macht mal Lärm! Applaus! Thank you, Dankeschön! Spasiba, Fala, was gibt's denn noch für Sprachen? Merci, goodbye, bye bye, thank you, danke. Oh, wait.
Oh, okay. Gut. Wir haben jetzt eine kleine Pause, es wird die Stage kurz umgebaut, dann haben wir einen kleinen Show-Act für euch und gleich darauf kommt auch schon die Preisverleihung. Seid gespannt, viel Spaß und bis gleich!